Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your 9th to the 16th of December 2024 read. So if you want to book your 2024, it is underneath the video, the link to the website, or it's in the comment section when you comment. Right, so the website's got love reads, career reads, but 2025 is the ultimate read right now because it's what's coming ahead, okay? And there's also deep coaching for the most serious who really want to do the deep healing for 2025. It's had a 99% success rate. I'll make sure I get the reviews soon. Okay, so let's take a look and see what we can see for yous this week. What are we seeing for Sagittarius this week? Give me some lightness this week because yours was quite dark. So we do have the King of Cups with the Ten of Cups reversed. So I feel like for some of yous, it might be a week of slowing down, or that's the message here. It might be a week of like really just stepping out the limelight, okay, and slowing down. Based off the Sagittarius that I've been coaching lately, some of yous can't be told. So you're going to get the lesson the hard way, and that's okay. So some of you Sagittarius, you go asking for advice, and then the person's trying to give you advice, and then you just take your own advice. Okay, that's fine. Okay? But don't ask for advice then. Like, there's nothing funnier than when a person comes to you for advice and you give them advice and then they just ignore your advice the whole time and then take their own, okay, you know, save your money, save your energy, you know, what you need us for. But I'm getting a bit of arrogance and a bit of ego and a bit of unwillingness to listen to constructive counsel, right? Which could be getting you into hot water, or it could mean that you learn the lesson the hard way. Now, I do think sometimes it's like you could say to a person, don't put your finger in the fire, but they put the finger in the fire. I do think some people do need to learn the hard way, right? They need to go through heavy ego, shadow, and learn the hard way, okay? Some of years that is going to be the case this week. There's a masculine who, for those Sagittarius woman, this masculine is not going to commit to you. Okay, you're hiding yourself from the world, you're very preoccupied with this person, you're waiting on this person, but the truth is that this person is just about themselves. Okay, with the Ten of Cups next to it reversed, I don't think that this person wants a relationship with you. I'm actually getting a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. So I would say that this is a person who uses people for emotional comfort, but they're still attached to someone from the past. Okay, so this is a person who's got no problem going on the internet, talking to people online, hooking up with women, but really they either want to be on their own and they just want access to women when they feel they need to be fed, right? Because this is what we've got. We've not only got people financially leeching off people, but we've got them energetically leeching off people, emotionally leeching off people, right? So I think you're dealing with someone who's like that. I feel like this person is still hung up on an ex. They might even want to get their ex back. So in the meantime, while they're bored, they'll sit on the internet and, you know, get women to therapy them. Because you get a lot of these cheap men these days where they're wanting money, they're wanting be my mama. Ooh, honestly, Sag, come on, we need the big dick back. I know you Sag women are about that big dick. I'm about that big chunker. I cannot be dealing with these feminine ass men. Okay, I cannot be dealing with these cheap ass men who's like, pay for this for me and you know, listen to me problems and they whine like little bitches. Now listen, I'm not anti, like, men have problems and a true woman wants to feed her man, she wants to nourish her man. A man doesn't have to ask to be bought things, because when a woman loves a man, she wants to gift him. Same as when a man loves a woman, right? It's like, I'm not about this other society that's taking place where women just leech off men. You know, that's also sick too. So what I'm saying is, but I think you're dealing with someone who's too feminine for you. You're looking for a G, you're looking for a man who acts like a man, you're looking for a man who, he's got problems and he may share those problems, but he's not going to sit there like a little woman. That is such a turn off. You don't want a man who's 1 minute he's in, next minute he's out. You want a man who's consistent. You want a man like military, like, but real military, not these cheap men who you see in a suit these days that they call themselves gangsters. Not them. Real G's. You're looking for a real G. Okay, so stop messing around with women in a man's package. Okay, because it's not going to work for you. I'll be honest with some of you Sagittarius women. I think you're attracting these men because you're in a masculine energy. So you're in a masculine energy. So women in a masculine energy are going to attract feminine men. Right? Women in a feminine energy are going to attract masculine men. So I think some of you Sag women, you need to change up your energy. Some of you are wondering why you keep attracting these non-committers or these feminine men or these unhealed men, because you're in a masculine energy. So you need to work on your femininity. Like I said, I'm very much, this is just me personally, people can do whatever they want. I'm very much about women should feed men and men should feed women. I have got no problem with men who've got problems and want to sit and talk about those problems. I don't see that as whining. He's a man. He's got emotions. He's got pressures. As they're women, we should be listening. We should be nourishing. We should be looking after them. And vice versa. I should buy you things. You should buy me things. When you're down, I should lift you up. When I'm down, you should lift me up. Okay? So, but I'm saying, I think some of you Sag women, and I know I like Sag women, I don't have no problem with yous, but when yous move into this arrogant, can't be told, I can't deal with you, I don't want to be near you. Like, I can't. Like, bitch, don't. I know, but that wasn't the question that I asked. It's like, bitch, shut up a minute and let me talk. Okay? So I think some of you Sagittarius is like, you can be intolerable to be around. Like, intolerable. You just don't see it where we just move into this, like, but you can be awesome too. You know, you can be fun, you can be exciting, you can be sexy, you can be passionate. I just think it depends on the energy that Sag is in. So don't be your own worst enemy this week. That's the message. Some of you need to come out of hiding. Okay, so what I'm getting is some of you Sagittarius are in retreat. But Sagittarius is built for connection. You're built for interaction, right? You're built to connect and interact with people. You're not supposed to be hiding away, you know? Living a life of loneliness and isolation. That's not Sagittarius. Yous are the vibe. But here's the thing I'm going to say to yous. Yous can either be, you're that person who shows up and everyone's like, oh, fucking hell. There they are. I'm going to be really frank with you. Right? Like, you show up and motherfuckers are just like, great. She's here. He's here. Or you're that person who you show up and everyone's like, yes. Sag is here, like the vibes here, like, you know, you've got the smile, you've got the energy, you've got you bring people together. So some of you are showing up to places and people are like, ugh. And for the Sag women who are sitting there thinking every bitch is threatened by you, they're really not. You're just distasteful. You may be beautiful. You may have a big ass, big tits, but bitches are not threatened. They're just like, yeah, she's always got to be the centre of attention. She's probably going to try and steal me man. Like, bitch can't be trusted. Like, they're not threatened. They're repulsed. I'm just being honest with you, right? I think there's a lot of girls out here and they ride on the looks a lot. And they think every bitch is threatened. And it's like, no. They just don't like you around the man. And they don't want to be friends with you because you can't be trusted. And you know it. Okay? So if you're going to build genuine connections, it's about being that person who, you know, would never step that line. Women trust you. You know, and same as for the Sag man. Wheel of Fortune reversed. The Wheel of Fortune reversed would be a person who's not living in the right timeline. You're living too isolated. You're around the wrong people. You're putting your time and your energy into something that's not going to be lucky. It's not going to be expansive. It's not going to last. That's the message. Wheel of Fortune upright is Jupiter. It's the planet of expansion. It's the planet of we're in the right. What people speak about luck is often universal. So when people say, oh, that person's lucky, it's really not. It's that person is in the right timeline. They're in the right energy. They're doing the right thing. And so it looks lucky to other people, but really it's just destiny. The person's flowing, they're not forcing. I don't really believe in luck. I believe in a set of circumstances, and I believe that when you're paying attention to the signs, you're in the right place, the right time. Some people would say it's luck. Okay? But some of you right now, you feel like stagnant, things aren't expanding, you're not getting the results that you want. But a lot of it is because the man you're investing in, or a lot of it is you're not out there. That's another one. Because for me, this is a person who, this is you being out there, you're moving, people are watching you. Reverse, this is also a time to turn it in. So for those people who are around people and they're kind of getting that bad energy, it could be that you're around salty people, but some of you are around high rooms, and I don't think it's that. I think it's you need to know when to turn it in. I think there's some people in our current society who they're just attention whores. They need attention all the time. And you can be the most beautiful person in the world, but that becomes repugnant. Like, people are like, come on. Like, we get it. We get you're beautiful. We're not trying to take it away from you, but fucking hell, can you just turn it in? You've got money and we get it, right? So there's someone in a room this week where it's just kind of, it's not that people are trying to cut you down, they're just kind of tired of it. They're like, can you just sit down and just fit in with the group and stop trying to prove something and stop trying to show off and just be normal for a minute, okay? Some of you, I think, learning social connection, learning social awareness, knowing that the people around you don't want to see you at a lower version, but they do wish that you could just be humble at times and a bit calmer, you know? I think for some of you who change your approach, like, you'll start seeing people warming to you a lot more, and you'll start seeing people want to truly connect with you on a deeper level, beyond your money, beyond your looks, beyond your persona. That's the message for Sag. And some of you, this is why you keep attracting these men, because you're out here using the dresses and you're using your looks, and then you're wondering why you just attract men who just want your looks and your body. Right? It's time to start showing other parts of yourself. It's time to start being vulnerable. It's time to start really, I feel like you have so much to offer, but putting the light on other people, letting other people shine, right? Because I feel like when you do this, people like really warm to you. There's a time to shine and there's a time to be that person who's at the back and let other people have their moment in the sun. You know, we've all done that. When I was younger as a Gemini, because I was beautiful and, like, you know, I can be a very captivating, powerful person, even at this age, you know, but it can become toxic when you're constantly in that need to prove or get attention. It becomes toxic. As you grow as a person, you know when to stand up and shine, and then you know when to just step back. So I feel like that's a message here, because there's something about social connections over the Christmas, but it can also be being around people who are, maybe you are around people who don't support you, and so maybe it is time. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe the flip energy is made here, which is maybe you want to wear that dress, but you're worried about the opinion of people. Wear the fucking dress. Show up like a gangster. Don't let no one stop you. So some years, that's what I'm getting. You're hiding your light. You're hiding away. You're not wearing what you want to wear. You're not being who you want to be. Like, no. I think the flip reverse is also the case. If you've been hiding your light too much, if you've been retracting too much, if you're a very beautiful woman, show it. And if that makes other bitches salty, well, stay salty. You know, if you know you're the type of woman who would never cross the line with a friend's man or with any other man who's committed or married, let people say whatever they want. They're just threatened. So I think Sag needs to look at itself this week and say, am I too much or am I not enough? And sit in the middle. Because you burying yourself and hiding yourself away and burying your light doesn't help anybody. But you constantly wanting to shine is also just irritating. You know those bitches are irritating. It's like, we've seen it. Can we see something else? You know? It's like a person who's intelligent and they're always trying to prove something with their intelligence, or a person who's always got to be being comedic. It's just boring. It gets too much, you know? So let's see what else we're seeing this week. Yeah. So some years it's all about 2025. But I also get that some years it's time to get out there and network. It's time to get out there and meet people. Some of you, be careful with what you're holding on to. Like I said, if the social group around you does mean that you have to hide your power, your beauty, your light, get rid of them. Get rid of them. Because at the end of the day, we came here to shine. But some of you, here's an example of the Sag woman. What this is about is, think of it like somebody's wedding day, right? It's somebody's wedding day, right? And you've got these bridesmaids, and some of them are beautiful. And the bridesmaid shows up in white. She's upstaging the bride, right? So what I'm saying is, it's kind of that's the message. The message is, when you go to other people's events, when you go to certain places, it is common sense that's their moment, that's their lane, right? And so you fucking step back and you're still shining, you're still beautiful, you're still having a great time. But that's what real social connection is. It's the ability to know when to shine and when to blend in. Okay, something about that. Because some of you are about to step in big rooms, you're about to step around big people, and there's big opportunity. And then there's moments where there's an event and all is on the table, and you show up looking like a goddess of the night. But when you're with power, this is the thing, power with power is not threatened. Power with weak is always threatened. If you're powerful, if you're someone who's in your goddess, if you look amazing, if you shine, and you're around salty bitches who are fat and they're a mess and they're disgruntled and they know that the husband cheats on them or looks at other women, those bitches are always going to send you sulkers. Well, you know, like that's the price of beauty, it's the price of power. So don't drop your standards for them people. They'll always be like that. So some years, maybe it's more about you need to start really thinking about those bigger rooms. You know, you need to start thinking about those rooms where if people are powerful in their own right, if they've got money, they're not really, if there's a lot of beautiful women in that room, no one's threatened by beautiful women because everyone's beautiful. Right? It's the poor man who hates the rich man because the rich man's got money, and he hates the rich man because he hasn't got the money that the rich man's got. He doesn't know how to get it, so he has disgust and disdain for rich people. It's just the game, you know. So some years it could be that, you know, 2025 will demand that you get round the room of much better people, beautiful people, powerful people, because like I said, they don't think in that lower frequency, right? But some of you, there's people you love and care about, and they have bad reactions to you, but I do think it's sometimes the way you present yourself around them is just triggering. They feel like you're artificial, fake, not dependable, not trustworthy. So if you want to build true human connection, you've got to drop all that other shit. And you've got to come with your heart, and you've got to come with your compassion, and you've got to come with being humble. Because people like that, it's distasteful to them, you know, like you can't buy them with money, you can't buy them with looks. No. They can see right through it. Soul people can see right through that, right? So that's a message for this week, which is, some of you, I think it's time to get back out there, you know, and some of you, it really comes down to that there is people around you that you cannot be your best version. You can't. And it's because they're their worst version, you know, and they don't want to see you shine. They don't want to see you win. So these are people that you're going to have to seriously think about removing from your life. 10 of Wands. Because a lot of people do this. They get around the wrong type of people. They get around these salty, washed out people. And then they don't build their own dreams because they're constantly in fear of these low, demonic, low frequency, 3D based people. Let the old Fatimas and the old Karens and the Fel Daves and the talk. I'm going to shine anyway. Like, I know you didn't, and you hung up your boots and you're deeply, deeply angry about that, but don't project that shit on me. I know you gave up on your dreams and you chose the Matrix. Don't project that shit on me. I'm getting what's mine. And you can sit there and watch while I do it. You know? Stop letting people project onto you. You know? But also know when you're just trying to be the big dick, the big woman, and it's just triggering to people. They're not actually trying to they're not trying to bring you down. They just wish you would just act a bit normal. You come down to earth a little bit. Especially if you're like an influencer or you're somebody who's quite successful. Yes, they're not trying to take it away from you. They just want you to be human. You know, take your fucking makeup off, take the dress off, dress appropriate, go sit with them, read books, be connected to them, show them you're normal. You know, they just want some humanity. So not about that, right? So I think the big message for Sag this week is know who's cutting your ass down and who needs to be gone and who you're not making any apologies to because you're going to get what's yours. And it's not your problem that they didn't get what's theirs, or they're not. There'll be women you naturally look at as a beautiful woman who you know that woman is bitter because you're beautiful. You know she's threatened because you're beautiful. That's not your problem, you know? So that's people to stay away from, you know? But some of you, I think you need to humble yourself. If you're going to have more than superficial connections, money connections, you need to humble yourself and you need to understand that those type of people who don't run in those circles don't think like that. Your beauty does not matter, your money does not matter, your soul matters, your character matters, how you make them feel matters. They don't care about all that other stuff. They don't live in that world. So there's something about being between worlds and the kind of people you're connected to and what you're looking for and the kind of people you're looking to be surrounded by. And but you know, Sagittarius women are stunning. She's a beauties and go wear the dresses, you know, like show up, like never demean. I think this is the problem with the world. Like, so many people are cheapening themselves and devaluing themselves and lessening themselves because of the opinion of society. Fuck these people. Oof. It's why the world's weakening, because you need powerful people, you need courageous people, you need beautiful people, you need talented people, right? So I think Sagittarius this week knows what to say. I need to humble myself in this room because these people matter to me and they're not threatened by me. And that's what power is. Power is the ability to go into a room of people and go, actually, this is not what I think it is. These people are not threatened, they're repulsed. Because my behaviour and the whole demeanour is not correct. It's got nothing to do with that. And power is also the ability to walk in a room full of salty people and be like, yeah, bitch, I'm here. And I'm going to show you what you could have been and what you could have done and what you could have had. But you gave up. And that's on you, not me. You know? And shine bright like a fucking diamond. You know? And if it triggers them, well, you know? And some of them showed up for the, you know, they lived through other people, so they want to show, so give them something to watch. You know? What else am I getting this week? So I'm getting like Christmas parties, but it's all about having fun. It's all about being around the genuine. It's all about being genuine. And some people, when they walk in that kind of power, that they're not being fake, it's who they are. They are that power. And it's triggering to people, you know? So some of years, yeah, I feel like it's like just living in your authentic self and expressing your authentic self, and whoever that pisses off, it pisses off, and whoever accepts it, great. You know? But being socially aware, I think, is a message here. Some years there's a masculine who you need to drop. This is liberation. Some years there could be a Gemini that's restricting you. Some years there could be a Cancer that's restricting you. But it's moving away from, the Gemini is the lovers, so it's moving away from people who, they just restrict you. You can't be your authentic self. They're not in the same timeline. They're not in the same mindset. They don't want to create the same outcome. So there's a lot of women out here who want to be wives. They want to have children. Well, if you're with somebody who's non-committal, you're not going to become a wife, and you're not going to have children with that person. I think it's time to be realistic. Some of you are misinterpreting people and reality, and I think it's time to come back to earth and kind of see things for what they are. Right? If you're around a lazy person and you want to build massive success, if you're around say you're a fit person, say you love the gym, which a lot of Sagittarius do, and your partner's a fat person and they hate the gym, it's not going to work, is it? You do get some people who, like, you're fit and you meet the person and maybe they're not in the best condition, and then you're like, baby, you know, start the gym, and they're open-minded and they go and then they build. But you can't lead a horse to water and make it drink. So what I'm saying is, if you're with someone who's fat and lazy and just isn't going to put in the work, you need to just find a better suited partner. And you're not bad for saying that. Society will make you feel bad for saying it. So what? Facts are facts, truth is truth. You know, some people just want to be fat and lazy the whole life and complain about everything. And you know, some people want to be alcoholics and complain that the shit is in the supermarket. You buy it. You know, you don't train, so you're fat, right? So I think for some Sagittarius, it's about keeping it real, right? Some of you have got to accept that the people around you are not in alignment with the kind of version, the kind of person you want to be. You know, some of you might be trying to fit yourself in rooms around people who are just not your people, they're not your rooms, and that's okay. If you're going to be happy, if you're going to be healthy, if you're going to be successful. Some people are highly materialistic, visual people. That is all that they are. They do not care for the soul. They do not care for the heart. They do not care for true connection. So you've got to own who you are. But don't get mad when the soul people don't want to fuck with you. You know, this is it, right? Don't get mad when people of soul, if you're a superficial person, don't want nothing to do with you. It's just the facts, right? Some years it's about incompatibility. 2025, you could really, really get what you want. Remember what I said, the Sagittarius women who are very masculine. I'm sorry, but you need to do divine feminine work and start working on your femininity. Masculine men do not want to be around men. They don't want to fuck men. They want to fuck women. Like, you know, they're not turned on by a woman who's acting like a man. So some of you are too masculine, and you're not going to meet those masculine men because they're turned off by you. You're constantly trying to control the situation. You're constantly in your ego. You're constantly battling him. He's turned off by you. He doesn't want it. You know? Same for the Sagittarius man. I think the message for you is that shine bright like a diamond, right? But also know when to turn it in. Okay? Diamonds don't need to show off. They speak for themselves. But there's times where they'll really, really glisten, you know, and they'll have them, you know. But diamonds they're timeless, right? That's what class is. Class is the ability to be timeless. You're not trying to keep up with trends. You're not an attention whore. You're a timeless piece of, you know, diamonds are timeless, right? And I think another message is to be aware of what's around you. Be aware of what you're projecting out this week, because it's bringing a lot into your reality. And also be aware of what is around you. Like, look at your reality. I think sometimes we think we're looking, but we're actually sleepwalking. I think this week you need to open your eyes and look at people and be like, okay, what is this person showing to me? What's this person telling me? What am I seeing in this? Like, some of you need to revise like the reality you're living in and the people around you. And you need to be honest about, even in a partnership, like, we can be with somebody and we start sleepwalking through that relationship. And actually what we need to do is wake up and be like, this isn't really what I want. I'm doing too much work to make this work. I'm dumbing myself down too much to make this work. Like, this ain't it. So I feel like this week before the new year, it's all about doing a review. And some of yous may be those bitter, salty women or men that I was talking about, but it's again your choices. You've let yourself go. You've given up on your dreams. You're bitter. You're living through everybody else because you've give up. You know, there's two choices. You can stay in that, or you can revive yourself. You know, so it's like, I'm gonna revive myself. I'm like, no, there's still many, many, many years. There's still, I can find love again. I can start working on my body again. Like, bitter or better. I mean, that's really it. Some of you think you're duping people, but Sagittarius, I promise you, some of those rooms you walk into, all people are thinking is fuck and hell. You know, it's not because, I think some of you have got a bit of an ego complex to the point that you generally believe everybody's threatened by you, everybody wants to be you, everybody's obsessed with you. There's a lot of people like that now. Very unhinged people. You know, and it's like, no. It couldn't be further from the truth. Some of you think that someone loves you and they don't. You know, I think there's an element of self-deception here, or misreading people or misreading a situation. Some of you might think people hate you and they don't. You know, maybe they're craving to get to know you more, but because you think they hate you, that this is creating a barrier. So authenticity is the game. And what is authenticity? Authenticity is the ability to say, this is who the fuck I am. And, you know, some people will reject you for that and some people will love you for it, but at least you get to live in your authenticity. I think it's time to be honest as a woman with yourself about what you're attracting in a man, and that maybe the problem's not the man or the men, but you. This is it. People don't want to look in that dirty ass mirror. They don't want to look at themselves. You know, and Sagittarius, maybe it is a week to rein it in, because Sagittarius can be very sociable people. You can be very connected to people, but that can strip you from, it kind of disassociates you, it pulls you away from yourself. So some weeks we need to come back into ourselves, you know, listen to ourselves. Because if we're around people too much, we can become cluttered with their beliefs, and we can, you know, so sometimes it's good to rein in and just kind of reconnect with yourself, read a book, go for a walk, like, revise your plans, like, because that's what I'm getting for some years for 2025. It's like, if you're going to get what you want in 2025, some of you need this week to really just think about what you've done this year, the people you've been around, what you've created, are you happy, you know, where you are now, you know, are you fulfilled, or do you want to do things different in 2025? So it's a week of kind of pulling into yourself and doing some deep reminiscing and thinking about what you want to achieve in 2025. Okay? If you listen to this advice, I think it'll be deeply, deeply transformative for a lot of years. There's deep coaching, there's face-to-face, there's the yearly, if you want to check that out. I think it will be deeply transformative, you know? And some years it's time to get out your cave and it's time to drop people before the new year. If you're really lonely, listen, You have to go out there and talk to people, and it can be scary, but it can open new doors. And for the lonely watching this, it's the time to do it because it's Christmas season. People are more open to connection. There's more social events. There's more things going on, right? So it's a good time to get, to go out there. And, there's, at the bottom, there's a chest. They've put chess on the floor. And I think this is an awesome idea. So as you go into the mall, they've put like this big chess set on the floor. And random strangers are just all going up and playing chess with each other. I find that magical. I find it beautiful. Random strangers just like, oh, can you play chess? And people are scared, right, because it's random strangers. But this is the time where you can just randomly go up and connect with people, and you never know. They could become lifelong friends. It could become your next partner. It could become your next business partner. It might not be nothing other than the moment, right, where you get to connect with a random stranger and just share a moment with a random stranger. So just get out there. If you're feeling lonely and you've been isolated, just go, and whatever you feel like you're warm to, go there. Today I was talking to all the kids, which is kind of weird because kids are like, I really want sons, but like most women want daughters. But if my husband was like, we did our gender reveal and it was a son, I'd probably pop something. I'd probably do a backflip, like, because I want sons personally. I don't want daughters. Whereas most women, they want daughters, right? But yeah, today when I was at the mall, like, there was all like little cute young boys and girls, and I was just randomly talking to them. One of them, he had this cap on with these little ears, and I was like, look at you with your little cap and your little ears. So yeah, just go out there and like be authentic, and whatever feels natural that day, if it's kids, if it's animals, if it's random like just be in your authenticity, because I think it will open doors for you. And I'd also say this Christmas, know what to stay away from. I think some of you Sagittarius right now, you're really happy in your own company. This is not about loneliness. This is about revising 2025. And right now you're really content just doing you. And maybe some people are pissed off by that. And that's what I'm saying. If you're acting from your natural authenticity, if you're wearing the dress for you, if you're being you, then you've got no apologies to make to people. Your bitterness is not my problem. You not liking me is not my problem. This is who I am. Take it or leave it. It could also be, like I said, you go to certain events and there's people there that don't like you, and then there's people there that do like you. So go stand with the people who like you and fuck the people who don't. Life's too short, right? It's time to enjoy the Christmas season. It's time to get out your cave. It's time to drop people who for a fact that if you hold on to these people, 2025 is going to be the same. It's painful, but it's time. It's reality. It's time for a reality check. If you want your own read, it's in the comment section or underneath the video. I'll speak to you soon.